There's been a lot of response that we've had from the Nigerian Police Force and the Nigerian authorities. They said that your people are at fault as far as the violence is concerned. In fact, they said your protesters actually came with leather weapons against them. What's your response to this?
Well, my response will be okay. Let me look at it from the first angle, then we'll look at it from the second angle. As far as we are concerned, we do not have any problem with Nigerian police or Nigerian army. We believe they are our tools. They are here to serve us. Which kind of madman will look, a cameraman will crack his camera on the ground? These guys are our tools. They are supposed to be used by us. Why must we fight them? And if we are not fighting the police, why will we need weapons? We are told by the government, now there are 21 million Shiites, and some people have said there are 30 million Shiites that are loyal to Malam Ibrahim Zakzaky Hafizahullah. If we were terrorists and we wanted to fight, 30 million citizens giving 1,000 naira each, we will gather 30 billion naira. And even though these people have damaged the naira, I'm sure that 30 billion naira could still buy a weapon. I mean, if you use 100,000 naira to equip each of your soldiers, you could use 30 billion to equip 300,000 soldiers. The whole of Nigerian army is not more than 100,000 according to Buratai. So if we were terrorists and we wanted to fight, we have the wherewithal to do that. But we are not terrorists. This is what we keep saying. We are people. We are using logic. We are talking to the society. We are engaging our people. We are saying we are Nigerians, and everything Nigeria must work for Nigerians, and the people of power must be held accountable. And if that is what we are saying, if that is what our leader is saying, if his greatest offense is that he's telling truth to power, and that is why they have incarcerated him, and we are saying he should be released, then we need weapon to fight. To fight who? We know who jailed Malam. It is PMB, President Muhammad Buhari, or General Muhammad Buhari, whatever you want to call him. He is the one that has jailed our leader under a trumped up charge. And what did we do? We went to court, and we received a court order in 2016 to the effect that Malam should be released. Let me tell you a secret that you do not know. Before that judgment was given, the judge actually invited people from the government side. Said, look, do you have anything against this man that will make me change my judgment so that I will not release him? They had nothing. And that was why the judge, may God bless him, decided that Malam should be given his freedom, and that the government should pay a compensation of 50 million naira to him, a 50 million naira compensation to his wife, and that the government should actually build him a house anywhere he wants in Nigeria, because they have gone and demolished his house after throwing a incendiary bomb into that house. And since then, what have we done? We continue to come out peaceful protest. And whenever there's any problem, it is not us, it is the police.
So what you are asserted is that your people are not coming to protest marches with leather weapons. Is that what
It's not possible. How can you come to protest marches with listen, in Kano, we went on our Arba'in trek where we used to remember the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, and the police came out and killed us. To justify the killing, they now bought new cutlass. These people, are they comedians? And then they place it, this is the cutlass. In modern times, you want to fight, you are using cutlasses. When you have the Gatling gun, M16, AK-47, Beretta, all kind of weapons. And this is Africa, where you have a lot of insurgents all over the world. You can buy your weapons in Libya, you can buy your weapons anywhere. But we are not terrorists. This is what we keep telling people. Why must we have weapons? I am a responsible person. I'm a father. I have children. Your mommy. Will I go and kill another person's child when I want to gain from my own children? I will never do that. And one thing that you, the media, should do for us, please, stop calling this thing clash. Please, Let us use statistical data. From the day when Malam's house was attacked and over 1,000 persons were killed, including 3 of Malam's children, and he had the privilege of having the brain of one of his children splattered on his face, and then they dragged him and his wife on their corpses, and then they took him into detention. From that day to date, they have been killing us whenever we go out on protest.
So, I mean, statistically, how many?
And now let me give you the statistical data. On that day, they killed 1,000, even though a commission of inquiry set up by the Kaduna State government admitted 347. But they did not see one military personnel died. You can't call that a clash. That is a genocide. When a people are being killed who are not armed by people that are armed with money that taxpayers paid for, and they are using that weapon to kill citizens of their country, that is not a clash. That is a genocide.
Are you saying that President Muhammadu Buhari should be indicted for war crimes against humanity?
Oh, we have already gone to World Court at Hague to report this thing that has happened. And I suppose when he's out of power and he does not have immunity like Kamuzu Banda and other people that have done genocide, he will go and face charges.
Let's look at the death toll. We were told that the Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Usman Umar, they died, along with a journalist, a core member, as I say, working with Channels Television, Precious Wolabi. And your people also asserted that there were casualties on your side. How many Shiites were killed in that day before yesterday's clash?
The day before yesterday, we had 11 casualties. After that, some of our people that we took to hospital in Gwagwalada, the police came and carted them away. Even though they returned them later, they said they had suspected they were Boko Haram. And day before yesterday, we were attacked. Yesterday, we were also attacked. And we are hopeful that by Friday, when we come out en mass, they will also come out and kill us. It does not matter. But the policeman that died, please, he was shot from the back while he was facing us. The wound was from his lower head and it existed from his upper head. In other words, the bullet came from here and went out like this. Now, if a person is shot by a bullet, you keep the bullet, you keep the body, you go and do a post-mortem to find out the cause of death because it is evidence. But they went and buried the evidence. Immediately they went and buried him to show you that they knew they were the ones that killed him and they wanted to rope us in. So they quickly went and buried the evidence. And in fact, that is what they normally do anyway. Those that they killed in Zaria, some of them were alive when they went and buried them in Mando. Forensic evidence, if you bury people that are alive in a grave, after a while the grave will sink. You know, because of the oxygen breathing in and out. So by the time you die, the oxygen will exit and the grave will collapse. That was what happened to the grave of Mando. Because a lot of our people were buried alive. Wounded, buried alive. And what have we done to it? We keep saying the government should release our leader. The government should seek for some form of dialogue if they are intelligent. We are not saying we want to retaliate for our people that we have killed. Because we know that any policeman or soldier that kill us, a day is coming in this Nigeria when a commission of inquiry, a judicial commission of inquiry will indict him. And if he's found guilty of going beyond the rule of engagement in killing citizens, he will pay with his life. That is why we don't care. Kill us, but you will pay for it.
Let's also get this response. There are insinuations that the Iranian government, is backing your movement, and they are funding your movement, and they're actually, instigating your people against the Nigerian security forces and Nigerian government. What's your response to this?
Well, wild guess, I think I should be around 50, right? At my age, somebody now will be teaching me what to do from a foreign country. For God's sake. Why did my parents bother to give me an education? Is it not so that I will know where I stand in the world? And as for these people that believe that you must always go to foreigners to collect money, they are suffering from a mentality of poverty. Must you go to a foreign country and collect money? Let me tell you something. We Nigerians have not even started exploiting our human potential. Nigeria is easily one of the richest and most powerful countries in the world. With all respect to Iran and what they have achieved, we can achieve more. Why should we go and be begging Iranians to give us money? And come to think of it, I've told you, 30 million Shiites. If we gather 1,000 naira, we will have 30 billion naira. Why should we go and be begging people? Why can't we gather money to do? I mean, are you saying that Redeemed Church need to go and collect money from America before they do their project, or that Catholic churches need to go to Rome to collect money when they are doing project in Nigeria, or any other religious movement at that needs to go and collect money from foreigners? If you go and collect money from somebody, the person will dictate to you. He will tell you what to do. This is my country. Nobody will tell me what I'm going to do in my country. So we never collect money from anybody, and we will never collect money from anybody. What do we need money for? Are we not rich? We born with all sense of decorum. Do I look like somebody who lack for a good meal? No. So why do we need to go and be borrowing money from Iran or borrowing money from wherever?
Let's get this. Hundreds of your people have continued to go to the streets of Abuja to protest for weeks, despite how dangerous things have become. Could you tell us why?
Okay. You see, the relationship between us and our leader is a relationship of love. Malam is a godly person. He has only one heart, and he gave that heart to God. So God gathered millions of hearts and gave it to him. It is a spiritual thing, but let me explain it in a way you will know. You know, the Redeemed Church continued to grow because it is Pastor Adeboye that is the leader. Do you know why? Pastor Adeboye has a giving heart. Because of that, his heart, that giving heart, people that follow him also give. It's a matter of heart. If you have a heart that is capable of giving, those that follow you will give. Our leader has a heart that loves this country, that wants to give the best to this country. So those of us that are following him, our heart is aligned to his heart. And that is why for us to give our life in lieu of his life, let me tell you something. My greatest possession today is my mother. She's 86 years old. I love my mother. I love my children. But do you know that if I have to give my mother and all my children and myself to save Malam, I will gladly do it. That is how much we love that man. And that is why these people are stupid when they think they can attack us and intimidate us. How dare you believe that you can kill ideas with gun? Which kind of idiot does that? When a people believe in something, you can negotiate with them or you can kill them. Now, if Mr. President wants to kill 30 million Shiites, he is welcome, but let me advise him first. He should go, instead of looking for Ruga land, he should look for cemeteries. Maybe he should beg the Yoruba governors to give him land where he will bury us. I prefer to be buried in Ibadan.
Given everything that has happened this week, where do you expect things to go from here?
Well, the thing is in the hand of the government. They can obey a court order and release our leader, and then he can go for urgent medical treatment that he needs.
But what if he's not granted bail? What if the courts refuse to grant him bail? I mean, at this time, and the government themselves continue to...
A high court gave a judgment. A magistrate court, a lower court, is now going to talk when a higher court has talked. There's hierarchy now, even in law. Who does that? So, I mean, if Nigeria were not Nigeria, how dare a magistrate court talk when a higher court has talked? But this is Nigeria. They don't have discipline. And some of these judges allow a governor who is not going to spend more than 4 years to damage their career. Then one day they will be telling history of this country and they will say it is a judge who obeyed a governor. How can you obey a governor? Who is Nasiru El-Rufai to be giving you orders?
How are you dealing with police violence and your concerns and the potential that they can start, a crackdown on your members at this time?
Oh, I heard a story. It sounded like a comedy to me. They said they wanted to proscribe the IMN. And I said, that is funny. You can't proscribe the Catholic Church. You can't proscribe Christianity. You can't proscribe Islam. It is a faith system. You can't proscribe it. You don't have the power. At any rate, if you were to make such an utterance and we go to court, the judge will say you do not have the power. And come to think of it, if you proscribe us, we are Muslims, we pray 5 times a day. Are you saying we cannot pray 5 times a day again? I sit down with my children and we discuss the Quran. Are you saying I cannot do that? We cannot do Maulud? We cannot move? You want to proscribe a movement, so we should stop moving? What kind of idiot does these things? Look, this is Nigeria. We have a lot of intelligent persons. I think such people should be involved before decisions are taken. That, look, this is, even though Trump is very stupid, he is even more intelligent than this other man. Because Trump still consults sometimes. You should consult. And you should ask questions, please. Consult.
All right. Let's also get this. What are you calling on the international authorities to do in support of your cause at this point in time? What do you want the global community? Are you reaching out to the global community with respect to the release
of the global community? I know they have investment in Nigeria, and I know they know if Nigeria should be destabilized, it is going to affect the whole of Africa. There are 210 million Nigerians and counting. So if we are going to be crossing the Mediterranean to go into Europe, you know the sort of problem that it will cause. That is why anybody that can talk should talk to the Nigerian president to release our leader. If Nigeria becomes destabilized, it is going to have a rippling effect on the whole of Africa. Already, I am fearful that Malam might die in their hand. If that happens, who is going to control the 30 million Shiites in Nigeria? As far as we are concerned, if Malam is killed, we have nothing to live for. We do not have any motivation to remain alive again.
That's it. Let me get this. Why has President Muhammadu Buhari refused, so to say, to release your leader? What is the relationship between President Muhammadu Buhari and Sheik El-Zakzaky?
You see, he did not have a history of feudalism. That is the first thing. He not the leader seeing himself as a feudal overlord who has the power of life and death on people. And even if you want to do something, you should come and ask him, seek his permission before you do it. That is one. But the case of Buhari is even funny. Look, when Abacha arrested Malam Zakzaky, Hafizahullah, it was because he felt Malam was a security threat. And he took him to court. And he allowed the course of law to
take its
course. But Buhari did not arrest Malam because Buhari wanted to arrest Malam. Buhari is acting like a puppet. MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia, is not even the king. He's the person giving him instruction. He was the one that asked him to capture Malam and to kill the Shiites. Mind you, there are Shiites in Saudi Arabia. The Shiites in Saudi Arabia are around 28%, even though the government admit that they are only 16% of Shiites, and they control all the areas where they have their resources.
But
and they have
Saudi Arabia is predominantly Sunni.
But they have not killed their own Shiites. And they are now telling you to kill your own citizens. And he said it on the air. Now, you can go and Google it. When MBS went to New York and he was talking to the Times, he told them, he said they were the ones that wanted to check Iranian influence in Nigeria, so they got the Nigerian president. He said it. Do you know that that is treasonable felony? When you kill your citizens in order to please a foreigner, that is treasonable felony. and it carries death sentence, and it has no statute of limitation. So today or tomorrow, when Buhari is not in power, we will take him to court and charge him with treason. And when he's judged, may God not have mercy on this one.
Finally, what should be done to de-escalate the present crisis or impasse between the Shiites and the security forces this time in order to prevent further bloodshed?
Well, let me advise the security forces. Any person that kills us, we know his name, we know his father's name, we know his family, he is traceable. And one day he will face judgment in Nigeria with a judicial commission of inquiry. And if you are found guilty of killing Nigerians, you will pay with your life. So if you listen to a politician, who will spend 4 years and you go and kill citizens, you are on your own. No. That is what I will tell them. They should stop killing us. As for the government, let them do whatever they like. They either release our leader or they kill all of us. And if they cannot kill all of us, I advise them to release our leader.
Comrade Muftau Zakariyah, thank you very much for being on Sahara TV.